Kalle Kaelo, the director of Finland's Lenin Museum, has called it the most hated in the country. It's in the city of Tampere, in the building where some say Soviet dictators Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin met for the first time in 1905. The museum references the forced labour camps and mass killings in the Soviet Union, but it also aims to poke fun at dictators. Kalle says the museum took the approach largely due to visitor surveys.
The most wanted thing was Soviet humour. So they wanted the museum to be fun, because, of course, there are many things in the Soviet Union to laugh at.
He says Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine sobered people's views.
And we have one question about it, that did you feel that the museum was funny? And interesting thing is that when the war in Ukraine started in 22, that's the question where the figures went down. People didn't see it funny anymore.
Amusement turned to anger among critics who say the museum seeks to glorify not only Lenin, but Russian imperialism. Vitaly Zabolotsky is the chairman of Ukrainians of Tampere, a local community group.
Seeing this museum here glorifying what is essentially like Russian legacy, it's disgusting. You know, giving the heritage of Soviets in Ukraine, I just couldn't understand why would you do that.
In April, the museum announced it would close its doors for a rebrand that would include changing its name and shifting its focus to Russia-Finland relations rather than Lenin. Kalle says it proved difficult to get funding. Finland and Russia share a 1,300-kilometre border and have maintained mostly good relations, even during the Cold War. That changed with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Finland joined NATO as public attitudes shifted over concerns about Russia's expansionism. Most of the museum's visitors are from Finland, but Kalle says that occasional visitors from former Soviet countries have often taken a strongly negative view of the museum.
It's much more complicated to have that kind of like a humoristic perspective on Soviet heritage, like we from the Western countries can have, or even Russians can have.
Zabolotsky says he is cautiously optimistic about the museum's rebrand.
When you talk about Nazis, you talk about Holocaust. You talk about all the camps, and I would very much like to see the same format here, but let's see how it goes. I'm really kind of looking forward to see that.
Kalle tells VOA the new museum will reflect the downturn in Finland-Russia relations and take on a more serious tone. That which appeared safely consigned to history for many in Finland feels uncomfortably close again. Wilkins, VOA News, Tampere, Finland.